welcome back to the channel, guys. For this video, we're going to be talking about the new ATC. This is Jim from Steyr Arms, and I'm going to let Jim just give us a quick overview. Then I'm going to ask him some follow-up questions about the guns that I had about it that you guys will probably also have. So Jim, I'll let you take it away. What do we got here?
So this is the ATCs. We got two of them here. We got the base and the rock. The idea behind these pistols was to give a steel-framed, USPSA, IDPA, all competition, all around great fucking shooting. Jesus Christ.
You can curse.
All right, cool. Good?
Yeah.
All right.
Fuck yeah.
Great fucking shooting. Great shooting pistols. Incredibly accurate. Just the tightest tolerances that we could go. So they're all hand fitted. We got the base is going to come SADA. The rock is going to come SAO. That can be switched around. You can rip the slide off of this and put it on here. Same with the lowers. Doesn't matter at all. Interchangeable grips, interchangeable mag wells, back straps, everything, and all of those have open 3D files. So if you want to print your own, make your own, you can do it.
Yeah, that's one thing I think that's super cool that Steyr is doing with these guns is it's open source for the grips, and this is the first company of my knowledge in the space to just put out the files of their guns and encourage people to customize them themselves. A lot of us have 3D printers at home now, so they come with this basic grip, which is out of the box already good. We shot these pistols yesterday and we were absolutely ripping them on some mock stages, but you know, for competition-centric guns, sometimes we like to have a little bit more aggressive grips.
Of course.
So instead of having to stipple it, you can literally download the files, put in your own pattern, and you can put it on your gun. And so I think that's really cool, and there might be a rumor that there might be other parts coming in the future that are going to be open source for shooters to customize. It's not confirmed. We might have just, we're not even going to get into it. But the big thing about these guns is the fitment and the triggers. That is what I like about them. All of it, the fitment comes together to make a gun that tracks really nicely, and the recoil impulse is very soft. I was shooting these two yesterday mainly. These are single action only. It's a 5-inch slide, a 6-inch slide. But the triggers on them are phenomenal. Super crisp break, minimal pre-travel, nice wall, quick reset, which all comes into having a fast and accurate shooting gun, which is pretty cool. Side note, I'm also losing my voice, so by the end of this video, we might be just doing voiceovers like the shitty Kung Fu movies, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just pretty excited to see a proper pistol come out of Steyr because you guys
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Pretty much one of the oldest military rifles in service, probably alongside like M16, AK-47, and then the AUG, are probably like the three most iconic service rifles in history. And your other pistols you had were okay.
They were interesting.
Yes, they were interesting. And so it's very cool to see them step into the pistol space. Obviously, we're starting with the competition guns because like your boy's a competition guy. So this is what interests me. They also have a duty model of this pistol, which we'll do in a follow-up video. Price point on these, we're looking anywhere. Hold on, let me see if I can do this from memory. I think the double action, single action is going to be right around like 1,800 US.
Something like that.
And then it goes all the way up to 2,600 for the 6-inch version. So good span. It just depends on what you want in the guns, but all three of the ATC models, they all have that hand-fitted stainless steel frame, stainless steel slide, and they feel good. There's no wobble on the slide or anything like that, and that's what we want out of the guns now, especially when we're getting into that price point of guns where you're getting like a gunsmith fit pistol from factory, from the production line. That's basically where the industry is heading at this point. I would consider this a high-end gun.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, and that's the thing. So the guys that are putting these things together, I mean, they have devoted their lives essentially to these pistols as well as some of the other pistols that we have in development, but that's all they do. And I mean, there is absolutely zero tolerance. The production, the manufacturing method for these is they self-hone together, and so there is zero play whatsoever with them.
super cool. There's a bunch of different adjustments that the shooters can do to have it customized to their grip, as far as like different size grips. So depending on where you want your hand or how big your hands are. Also, the trigger is adjustable. There's a little, is it a little Allen key or is it a roll pin? I think
It's a roll pin.
It's a roll pin. There's a little roll pin in the trigger here that you can punch out, and there's 3 different size triggers. So depending on your length of pull on your finger, you can customize that trigger pull to you just like you can on 2011s, which I think is a great feature for for a gun of this price point, because there's some other steel frames on the market. There's a lot of pistols in the range of like 1800, 2400. That's just like, you get what you get. You might be able to swap out a backstrap. That's it.
Right.
And then you guys have different beaver tails too.
Different beaver tails, and those are all, again, those files will be open source. So any different, you can wrap the whole hand if you want to. But yeah, so different beaver tails from the factory, and then
there's rumors of some aftermarket parts. So an optics bridge, so you could have a frame mounted optic with a comp, and also a stock that goes with a beaver tail. So you can make a whole PDW or PCC out of a pistol.
Well, and with how accurate these pistols are, which are unironically more accurate than like the AUG 9mm. So they are incredibly accurate. Cold hammer forged barrels on, of course, all Steyr guns, every single one of our guns, cold hammer forged barrels. And yeah, you can put a stock on there, put an optic bridge with a weight, whatever you want to, compensators coming, and turn it into a rifle. You can shoot, I mean, you hit second round impact at 180 yards, right?
180 meters.
180 meters, sorry.
Yeah, so a little bit farther.
But
yeah, we were on the long range platform on the first video. We got a second round impact with the 5-inch, which is pretty good. You guys know we have pistol sniping here, but today we're gonna do some faster drills and just really put these guns through the paces and see how they work. We only have one with a dot, so we'll primarily be shooting that one, but we're gonna dabble with the double action, single action version and the 6-inch rock.
And I was gonna say, so about on the triggers, one thing to note is we opted not to use a rail system. And the reason why we didn't want to do that is the rail systems can get worn out. They'll start slipping. And so we opted for a lug pattern. So you have, to start, you're gonna have three different sizes. May expand that in the future, just depending on the reception and how people shoot. But we did the lug pattern on purpose. We could have done a rail, but we opted not to do a rail.
Yeah, I like it. They feel good, and just excited to start ripping these things and get some proper shots downrange with some of the drills that you guys are familiar with.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's start shooting. All right, to start out, we're gonna use the 5-inch rock with an acro on it. We're gonna do the HC draw drill. If you guys aren't familiar with it, it is .143. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Shot 11. This is my first shot, second shot, third shot, and then the next 8 rounds are all within that head box here. One thing I'm working on is just familiarizing myself with this draw. Holster's a little bit higher. This is more like IDPA status. And we have an IDPA target, so it works out great. This was me just figuring out my grip pressures for the trigger press, and then once we got that dialed in, we were able just to stack rounds right in the center of that target. It's pretty good. We were shooting like bullseyes yesterday, and we'll do an accuracy test here later in this video, but this gun's extremely accurate. So like when these shots are here, this is me pulling the gun because of my grip or trigger press, but the round is going exactly where my dot is pointing. So once we start warming up on the pistols a little bit, I think the groups are gonna get a lot tighter once we get familiar with it. We're gonna tape it up, and then we'll see how these guns handle some fast shooting. Another thanks to the Lynx Tactical Training Center here in Slovenia. This is probably one of the best ranges in this part of Europe. They have a long range sections, they have a bunch of pistol bays. It's dialed in, it's nice. They have amenities, they have bunk houses here, they have bathrooms here. They've got everything you'd need for a premium range, and they were gracious enough to let us have a bay for today to review these pistols. So big shout out to Lynx. This is also where Finnish Brutality is filmed. So like if you guys like pulling our tactical and administrative results, this is the range that it's filmed on. So big shout out to them. Couldn't do it without them or Steyr arms. Next, we're gonna try some build drills. We're gonna see how well these pistols shoot at speed. We're at 7 yards IDPA target. I think we should have enough for 3 build drills. This is a 215. We had one flyer high on that one. .207. .219. Dancing right around those twos. I'm being a little bit mindful of the gun when I'm drawing, not to press into my body to release the magazine. Let's go check the hits. Not my best shooting, but we're fighting a little bit of jet lag. You know, fighting new gun, new platform, all that stuff. It's a little bit spread out, but again, we're just learning the grip. And so my first build drill, we had one of these two, we had these 4 and this one up high. And then after I kind of figured out where I needed to put the pressure on the grip, we got it all within that down 0 range. Let's see what these splits look like. 17s all the way through, not even a variations in the split. First shot was a 131, then 17, 17, 17, 17, 17. I'm sure the other build drills were similar, right around that like 17 to 20 range. But overall, again, we're grabbing a new pistol we've never shot before, putting it on paper and seeing how it goes. This is just an initial reaction review. As I always say, I think you need to be about 2,000 to 3,000 rounds on a platform before you get a good basis of how you feel about it and how that gun works. But you guys are going to be part of that process with us as we continue to shoot. There's a few cases of ammo back there, and we'll see how much they let us shoot. Because like if we can shoot 2,000 rounds today, we'll shoot 2,000 rounds. But we just got to see how it plays out. We're also fighting weather. It might rain, but we're just going to keep on shooting and seeing how it goes. All right, we're going to do a little transition drill now. This is similar to the Amy Box 5.56 drill. Without a reload, just because we're doing pocket reloads. And so what's going to happen is I'm going to draw to target 1, 2 to the body, transition to target 2, 1 to the head, transition down 2 to the body on target 2, then transition back to target 1 with 1 on the head. So it's pop, 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 pop. We'll see how this gun goes. We'll probably do a nice controlled one to start and then start pushing the speed to see what we can speed it up to. All right, 309 with 1 down, 2nd shot, pulled a little low. We'll try it again. .285, 1 down on the head on the left. Got enough for 1 more. There we go, that was a clean one, 287. So one thing I'm noticing on this gun is the tracking on the dot. It just feels so good. There's something about this recoil system. Like if you just watch the gun, it's staying super flat. So when I have that dot on the target, it recoils, comes back, my dot's in the same spot. So if we come look, 2nd shot on the first run, we pulled it a little bit down. That was just learning the impulse on the gun still. We transition over to the head here. We got all 3 in, we've got all 6 in on the body. And then I pulled the 1 high. Now again, when I transitioned over, that is where my dot settled, where I pressed the trigger. So like, again, the bullets are going where I'm aiming. Imagine that. I just put some different input on the gun to adjust where it impacted compared to what my vision was seeing. And we're just warming up our eyes. We're just waking up and we're getting through it. But there's just something about the geometry and fitment of this gun that when it's recoiling, there's like this little bit of lock back right here. and then it recoils. And you can feel that when you're shooting, which I think makes it a little bit easier. It's the same thing like when I put an Apex barrel in my Smith or some of the 2011s with the tight fitments, where there's a little bit of a tight fitment before that barrel starts to move. And then as it starts to recoil, it's really nice. The other thing with this, hold on, let me see if I remember how to take this down. We can do this, then that, there we go. The recoil system is a dual stage recoil system. So you've got your main spring and then a stiffer spring in the back. So this goes and then that last spring dampens it. So it's like a compounding recoil spring, which has a unique, nice, we got it first try. It has a very unique recoil impulse. Because of that, I've seen a lot of guns moving to this like multi-stage recoil system, and it makes the gun just a little bit softer. That last little bite at the end of the cycle of the gun is just eliminated. So there's no bite, it's just smooth and just comes right back down. So when we came to this bay, they already had a little stage set up. So that's what we're gonna shoot now. It's IDPA style. I'm not gonna do tactical priority because that's gay. It's a 14 round stage. We're gonna shoot through it and see what we can do with this gun, but we've got some different walls and props that we're gonna be shooting around. We'll get a baseline time and we'll run it with this, and then we'll bring some of the other ATC models out here, then compare the times. And we're gonna score it like IDPA with time plus. So anything outside of that centered down 0 zone is gonna be +1. The outer edge is gonna be +3. So let's check it out and see how this performs in a more dynamic setting. $11.45, let's check the hits. 0, 0, let's go, come on. 0, 0, 0, 0, perfect score. Perfect score from a perfect gun. Actually, we don't know if it's perfect yet because we're still shooting it, but it's feeling pretty good. And they're just, again, I'm just getting right to the target and shooting. Like, look at some of these groups on the target. Stacked up. Stacked up. These were all shot on the move too, for the most part, besides the two ends. So, I mean, it's feeling pretty good. Let's get the iron sights. You guys know how I feel about iron sights. Every gun should have a dot on it. But we're gonna put the iron sight guns on, see how that does. See if I remember how to aim with iron. I actually like the finish on this one more. It's kind of like a gloss stainless steel. We are gonna start this one in double action, how we would in competition rather than single. The single action on both guns feel about the same. It's got a different trigger shoe. This one's curved. But yeah, we'll see how we do. This has black rear, black front. I personally like the fiber optic when it comes to irons. But again, we're just doing our thing. Rock and roll. Here's a cool thing about the safety is also the decocker. So that is safe. And then all the way up is decocked. So just like that, you're ready to go. So let's see what we can do with some iron sights. This might require me aiming a little bit more. $12.11, down 0, down 0, down 0. Oh, we pulled one. Down 0, another +1. Let's see what this double action shot was. In the 0. So I'm talking about. So we have a total of 14.11 with the iron sight gun. But again, even this one shooting it, you can see it's still just as flat. Flat, just like the Rock 5-inch. And I believe this is just called the ATC 5-inch. Then they have the ATC Rock 5-inch and the ATC Rock 6-inch. And the Rock is basically like their competition. I don't know what that means or why they chose that, but they're European, so we can't discern what they're talking about. All right, this is the Long Boy 6-inch competition model. I shot this yesterday, and the recoil impulse on this was the best out of all the guns. It was super soft. Another thing we just found out too is that on the mainspring and recoil system, there's 3 different options for springs. So you can basically make a combo that's made for your loads. So if you're shooting a softer round, you can put a softer spring in and these guns are gonna feel even better. Or if you just want soft all the way through, you can do that. But I think that's great. And it comes with the gun, it comes with the optics plates. So you don't need to go out and buy an aftermarket plate. You don't need to go out and buy an aftermarket recoil spring if you're running like USPSA minimum power factor ammo, or if you're shooting duty ammo. Or factory ammo like we are today. So I think that's like a little bonus that comes with the guns that most manufacturers should be following suit with, because as shooters, we like to customize the guns how we like. And that, I mean, it also with the 3D printed grips, it's like they're giving it to the users to figure out what they want to customize. If you want swells and different grips, so like change the springs, change the grips, change the optics, whatever you want to do, it comes with the gun. And so let's see how this does on the stage. $10.55, fastest time yet. 0, 0 with an edge breaker. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Clean. 10.55. This is the fastest one yet. So guys, I'm interested to see how these guns start tracking when we're getting more aggressive with the transitions. So we've got like a 5-yard open IDPA target right here. We've got another one back at about like 12, 13-ish yards, give or take. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do 2 bodies on this close one, 2 bodies on the far, 2 bodies on the close, 2 bodies on the head of the far, 2 bodies on the close, and we're just gonna keep going through that little triangle of targets until we run out of ammo. I'm mainly interested just to see how this gun feels when I'm really pushing the aggression of moving the gun over. It is a steel frame gun, so there is some weight to it, and then just running that trigger at speed. That was it. All right, let's see what kind of splits we got. 15 was the fastest split, getting aggressive on it. Not the best group here, but we dropped 1 here. And then I happen to be just like bringing the gun down low a little bit. A lot of these are like first, second shot. So I don't know if that's something I'm doing or if that's something with the rough zero that we threw on the gun. This gun didn't have an optic before we started the video, but we like opened up all the gun cases we had around here, found an acro, nice. Got the mount, got it mounted. We're rocking and rolling, but this gun does, as soon as you snap and as long as your eyes are pinpoint on a very specific spot on the target, the gun's just getting glued right there and I can shoot. And the only, what I was finding is that on this close target, it was like intuitive, where this gun was just wanting to run. It was coming back on target. It was just as fast as I could pull the trigger. We're getting good hits. We got back here, we slowed down just a little bit, and then obviously on the headshot, we were aiming with a deliberate sight picture than a deliberate press of the trigger to get good hits. Still pressing it a little bit because we dropped a couple down here, but we're gonna do this one more time, and I just wanna see if we can get a little bit better on the hits. Here we go. Let's see. Fastest was a 15 again. It looks like these are 19 round mags. All in that time. We got 1 out on the headshot, 1 out on the body on the full target. But again, this gun just wants to just jump to this next target, stay on it, hammer those hits in. It feels really good. And we're actually gonna move to a different bay because I saw some fun targets there yesterday that I think you guys would especially appreciate. So let's cut to that. Let's go find some steel. And let's have a little fun making some steel ring. Come check this out. If you guys haven't seen a spinner before, these are super fun, but essentially with enough rounds at the bottom, it should spin. And there's a couple different ways you can start, but ideally, we want to try to get 2 or 3 rounds up top and then drive the bottom plate all the way over. Yesterday I think I did it in 8 rounds. Nikita came in today, and what was it? What was Nikita's time? 3:19. 3:19. Oh my gosh.
360.
and I was 360 with mine. So I've got to shave off like 4/10 of a second. Nikita is Steyr's like top shooter, and so we've been chasing his times all day today. He's also going to World Shoot just like me at the end of September, and he's going to be shooting the new ATC at World Shoot, which is cool. But get the ATC at World Shoot before we get the steel frame Smith & Wesson. I missed it. That wasn't it. 430. Ah, 364. $253. That's what we're talking about. That was 6 rounds. I honestly think we might be able just to drive it from the bottom all the way over, because we did 1 shot on top, we stopped that momentum again, and then we put 5 shots on the bottom to swing it around. So, dude, that looks so cool. Please tell us what this is. This is the man, the myth, the legend who helped fit all of these guns and put it together. There's some great ideas from some other top engineers from Steyr, but then you are like the gunsmith of Steyr.
I can say that I'm the designer, the main designer.
Yes, and he's got a face as a designer too. Yeah. Look at him, handsome. Are you single?
Sadly, no.
Sadly, no. Sorry, gentlemen, he's taken. So this is a prototype bridge mount for an optic, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah, we saw this on the table. So this could maybe hint of you guys dabbling for maybe an open division gun.
Exactly. So with the 6-inch version, I think you're already in open division, if I'm correct. So you can put some extra stuff on here. Currently,
maybe a threaded barrel and a cock in the future.
It's mounted on the 5-inch one. There's going to be some different weights that you can put it to fit it to the gun. Currently it's for the 5-inch. Of course the 6-inch will be a bit longer. Thumb rest, also interchangeable ambi. You can put it on the left side for
very cool.
Different place for
this looks like a space gun.
Exactly. But currently it's just a prototype. We do some testing. We see how it shoots. And
guys, if you want cool stuff like this, comment it down below in the video. Exactly. And what was your name?
Huh?
Your name?
Uroš.
Uroš.
Yeah.
This is Uroš, main designer. Do you have anything to say to the people?
Buy the guns. They're fucking great.
All right, guys, we've got a triple spinning Texas Steyr. There's 18 plates on it. I've got 45 rounds. We're gonna see if we can clear it with the 45 rounds in the gun. One round to spare. That is significantly harder when it's spinning like that. Trying to figure out where that plate's gonna be, because we have some rotation on each of the plates, the whole thing spinning. We're only gonna shoot that once. That was a 3208. Was it good? I don't know. I'm gonna say it was, because we at least got all the plates down with the allotted ammo that we gave ourselves. So it's pretty fun, super difficult targets. They're small plates. We're probably back at about like 15 to 18 yards, something like that. But these guns just shoot and they're super fun. All right, guys, this has been the Steyr Arms ATC. We got about 600 rounds through the ATC platform. Run a bunch of different drills. We did the headshot drill, we did the bill drills, ran a little bit of a stage, knocked down some steel, and these guns run. The trigger feels really good, the weight feels good. They did an excellent job with this gun. You can tell a lot of engineering went into this. The fitment on it feels as it should for a gun of this price point. It's definitely not an entry-level gun. And you know, we're comparing this to like the Kimber 2K11, the Staccato Duo Ps, the Walther steel frame. It's all within that kind of category of gun, especially the ATC being single action only. That would put you in limited optics for USPSA. I will say though, the mags, super reliable so far, super easy to load. The gun runs great, it's accurate, and I think with more time on this gun, we could be running it even better. But to flip a steel spinner in 250 from the draw. Nikita is down there. He is the team captain for Steyr. He's trying to beat our time right now, 2:53. We've been trading back and forth on that drill since we've been out here all weekend long. So it's great to see you here. Let's look at him real quick. Nothing on USA, baby. Nothing on USA. But yeah, guys, check it out. By the time this video is out, they should be available, and they're coming to US late Q4. If you're watching this from Europe, they're available now. But they did a great job with these guns. Whether this gun's for you or not, I just appreciate companies moving the needle with innovation and bringing new platforms to the market that are actually answering shooters' questions and what they've wanted from a company, rather than just saying like, hey, here's a polymer striker fire gun. Just like any other company. They started from nothing, they built this gun up, and they delivered an excellent pistol. So definitely check it out. If you have the ability to get some range time on it, go see. But yeah, huge shout out to Steyr Arms for having us out here. Oh, we didn't even plug belts this video. If you're here this long, you know what the deal is, but we've got camo belts out now. This is the Desert Tiger stripe. We've got M81, black multicam, and pink. So colored belts are gonna be on the site by the time this video launches, and they should be ready. Actually, I shouldn't say that just in case. They might be available when this video launches, and if not, it will be available shortly after. So get ready. The last time we did camo belts, they were limited edition. Now it's just gonna be a full inventory of them. So no need to rush to go get it, but we have them. We got more camo patterns coming for Black Friday. So thank you so much for coming. We'll see you next time.